Beautiful people, what is going on? Welcome to RSVP. It's your girl, Phoenix Soul.
What's the word? It's your boy, Frederic.
De Jesus.
Jesus, you can't forget about that.
And we have the incredible
JB, the playmaker.
the one and only. Now, JB is a self-professed graduate of Kevin Samuel's YouTube University. It's also a comedian, thought provoker, who sends me the best stuff on Instagram. He's really responsible for like a few of my last posts, actually. And challenged to remain a Southern gentleman in today's ever-changing world. Welcome, JB the Playmaker.
For sure. Make some noise.
Ow, ow, ow. So today we're talking about the soft life versus independent women.
The soft life?
Have you not heard of the soft life?
What is a soft life?
Okay, I got you.
Are you still a little too rough around the edges, my friend?
Oh, all the way.
So listen, there is a movement that's called the soft life for
Led
women.
by women, I'm guessing.
Of course.
Y'all
It's
always
a
got
women-led-
movements.
Of course. It's a woman-led
It's a vibe.
movement. It is a vibe, right?
Yeah.
It's a frequency.
Come on now.
So the soft life refers
Tap
to a
in.
lifestyle of comfort and relaxation with minimal stress. Now, some people use the term in reference to a life of wealth and luxury, while others just interpret it as being unburdened. You're in your soft life. You're not, you know what I mean? Like
Financially free.
you're free. You're free in general. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about the money. And so independent women is the other side of the spectrum, right? It means taking initiative, making changes where they need to be, not relying on others for anything, and moving forward with, okay, we put our mind to it, we make it happen. So let's just jump into how your dating life is. Are you dating right now? Like, what's the climate in your world?
In other words, what plays are you making at the moment?
Yeah.
Well, really quick, I'm kind of thrown off by you throwing out that first scenario and then jumping right into me dating without even being able to address, that. But I guess we're going to come back around to it.
We're going to come back around to it.
I'm
absolutely.
very, very big on semantics.
Okay.
Very big on semantics. So the word dating is almost something I feel like we got to break down before I can even address that. That threw me up too. Yeah, like dating, I mean, the way I see dating is, my mom put me up on a little bit of a lot of my game, actually. And what she always said to me is, dating is just two or more people setting up a time and place to meet.
Facts.
I'll take my mom out on a date. I'm like, hey, mom, what you doing this Sunday? Let me take you out to eat. That's a date. I think a lot of times, primarily women, they get so shook when they hear a man wants to take you out on a date. It's just like, yo, I'm just trying to see you. A date and a time. A place and a time. That's it.
You know what I like to call that?
What?
We just spending time,
Oh
baby.
my
We just spending
Gosh.
time together. That's what I'm big on
Him and just
semantics.
spending time.
I want to be like, are we dating?
Why we can't just go over there?
Yo,
Yeah.
you want to call it a date? Fine. You want to call it something else? I really don't care. I'm just spending time with you. Do I do that with women? Hell yeah.
Right. Facts.
So what is that like? Like, what are you
It's
experiencing?
awful. It's awful, okay? I regret all the times I spent with y'all, making y'all laugh, making y'all feel good, making y'all's days better, okay? I ain't getting nothing out of it but a nut at best, okay? And let me put it on record, this dick ain't free. For the first time in life, I'm somewhat proud. I'm somewhat proud to announce a woman paid me.
Paid you?
She paid me for some things.
She put money on the
She put money in my pocket.
drawer.
I'm gonna just say to see me. I'm gonna just say I've been paid to be seen. So
I don't know what that done.
yeah, the whole landscape has changed right now. Y'all talking to someone who's like fighting being cutthroat. I don't know where we're going with this. The whole independent versus soft life. I think you can have both of those together. Like, why would you not be independent if you're not fighting for a soft life of the whole ease and burden and stress free? What you trying to be independent for? Like, why are you trying to take on most stress? That don't even make sense to me. But if that's what we labeling it as, fine. I'll go along with that BS. But again, back to me in my dating, I'm available, ladies. I'm gonna make you feel good. I'm gonna make you feel great. But chances are you ain't gonna stick around.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, what's the shit that you've been dealing with?
Right.
Sounds like it's been like
Intense.
burden. Yeah.
I know, you can just see I'm hurt. Who hurt you? It wasn't even just one person. It's been a lot of things that just keep beating me and a lot of men down, I think. And it just makes it all pointless to this point where, the thing what you said was independent. So, a lot of men, I think myself included, we're just being driven to just be independent ourselves. It's so interesting because I was watching Power just recently, Ghost.
Yep.
And spoiler alert for whoever, it was a very small scene, but they were asking the classroom, write down what you really want in life.
Yeah.
And they showed 3 responses. It was 2 girls and a guy. The 2 girls wanted, one said like independence. The other one said freedom. You know what Tyreek said? Family. He put others before himself. I'm very big on, I was raised as a Southern gentleman, put others before myself. But you know, these women in this independent mindset, what you doing is you putting yourself first. So go ahead, put yourself first. I'm gonna put myself first. And this is what it looks like, 2 independent people. We not coming together because you independent. You're not trying to be on my team. So that's why, again, one of my disclaimers, I wanted to throw out hella disclaimers before I even started, is that I am in Atlanta. Atlanta is different.
Let them know.
Dating in Atlanta is different. The mindset of Atlanta is different. It is a huge city. It's a huge metropolitan.
What do you think? So what is the mindset like here? Explain the climate to those
Right
that
there,
don't know.
I mean, we're leaders of the culture. You know, the mindset is very much what people are hearing in the music, both male and female. Thanks. And it's really pretty much, I got money, fuck you and your bitch. And you know, I was never that guy. I would listen to the music and jam along. But then I've been encountering so many more people. They embody that.
Absolutely.
They embody that. So you just got
to. Is that what you've been hit with? All these dates, Glorillas.
I hate. I don't want to say hate is a strong word. I do loathe the gorilla. No, I mean I definitely stay far away from that. I don't attract that. I mean, there's a hood woman that might pop up every now and then. You may be fun, but nah. Bless you. What I'm getting is a lot of.
JB the pastor just stepped in for a hot second. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to listen, y'all? Let me take y'all to church right quick, okay? I do characters. One of my characters is JB Dollar, and I've been praying for some better women to migrate to Atlanta because these transplant are awful, all right? It's so much, man. There's so much to unravel in that question you asked, and it's definitely, case by case, person by person. My experience isn't everyone's. I will admit that. But I know I have a shared common experience amongst a lot of men and people in Atlanta. A lot of people are referring to Atlanta as a cesspool. It is too easy to hook. I think for me, I'm not telling no one what to do in life. A lot of women probably gonna take this the wrong way. Do what you want to do. Just know, every action has a reaction. And not everybody's going to receive things the way I receive them. But as far as it being a cesspool, it's like a lot of these women out here just getting passed around. Y'all not controlling y'all's coochies. Y'all just easily giving it up to so many dudes that's fucking up the mindset. It's fucking up the spirit. Like the culture is very much, you talk about this, the smash and dash culture, the hookup culture, So a lot of women that I'm encountering just aren't showing promises of not only being a wife, but being a partner, being a team player. They want us, the man, to come out of pocket, to do all these fucking things to make them happy. We got to do all this shit for y'all without ever once thinking, what about him? It's very, I don't know. I mean, because I'm not going to say I've never been treated to and catered by, but, and again, that maybe that's where I'm at in life. Maybe I'm just not attracting that. I don't know, but I know a lot of men. We all be talking. We like, man, I wasted money doing this. I wasted time doing that. Like, we have like the same stories. And it's like every woman's special till you break up. And then you look back, you like, damn, she was just like just like the other ones.
So what is it because we're here to talk about the solutions, right? Oh. Like, what is it, what is it that, in your perspective, like you're needing or that men are needing in general? That women are not.
What men are needing, and it's not even women right now, I believe, as I've been reflecting a lot, and things do change all the time. Like if you ask me this tomorrow, same time, I might have a different answer. But as I've been reflecting a lot on this, what men need is to get on the same page. Us men aren't on the same page. We as leaders, we can't lead if we all doing different things. We keep allowing. It's a big talk about like simps. We keep allowing men to. It's not even just men, though. It's definitely society. See, there's levels to all this thing that plays factors in it. Our society, our culture, that shapes all these things. That's allowed so much BS to pass. That is shift the paradigm. Where I think that a lot of things that were wrong are being taught is right. I'm not saying that polygamy is wrong. I just believe that if you're going to enter into a monogamous contract with someone, you got to honor that. If you're going to be polygamous, you straight up with someone, do that. But we live in this time where people are in these monogamous contracts, whether it's written or verbal, and we all laughing and showboating about how unfaithful they are.
I think most people are not set up for a true polygamous life.
I think most women are.
I mean, I think the reality of actually having to live that and actually having to be in tune with emotions and be present for the obstacles, because a regular one-on-one relationship has obstacles. Now you got to deal with, in previous conversations we talked about insecurities. Now you got to deal with it. So that's in the household. Mm-hmm. That's not even like I met someone randomly and like we had a spark. Now I'm trying to like integrate.
I think that's a completely different conversation.
Facts.
Like being, that's a completely different conversation. And polyamory is definitely a mindset. It's definitely about intentionality. It's about strong communication. Facts. And so if that is not understood on the basic level, it cannot be understood on, a grand scale.
And I think we agree on that. But again, the point that I was just trying to make though is how, we do promote, like in our society, we have been taught like, let's honor marriages, but through our culture and our music, we always showing love to the person, primarily the woman who's unfaithful or the woman who steps off, the woman who has, look at Scottie Pippen's wife out here getting ran through, ex-wife.
Oh, but ain't nobody respect that. Ain't nobody respect that.
I'm sure there's a lot of women in her ear. Girl, go get yours. Whatever makes you happy. Right, what? Yeah. F that. No, man, like, I just believe you got to see
male, female perspectives.
I was saying society, cultural perspective. See, again, that's what I'm from Atlanta. Because, see, in some parts of the world, a woman would get stoned for that. And that's totally normal and fine. Now, I'm not saying I'm pushing for that extreme. But, see, we're on the spectrum. That's why it's like, as we have this interview, I just want to let people know, primarily our audience, because I don't fear saying anything wrong. I know everyone's going to want to point out and pick at what I say. But it's just to say, like, this is my world that I live in. If you can relate, cool. If you can't, there's some other factors and stuff. Because me, I get to travel, man. And when I travel throughout the world, it's way different. The vibe I get, the love I get, the way women treat me, But I still bring this cold untrustworthiness to them, though. Like, this, like,
What do you mean?
I mean, it's I watch a lot of Fresh and Fit podcasts. Shout out to them. And I forget which host said. He said something very profound, though, just about, women and y'all's feelings. First and foremost, like when we talk about the word love is fickle. A lot of women or people will enter into a relationship because of love. But, when love breaks down, then what? So that's why I'm very, very standoffish because, I'm always start with the end in mind. And I'm not here to play with no woman's heart. If I know where I'm at right now, I'm emotionally unavailable. So that's also why I try to keep them at a distance so that they don't get hurt. Because I could let someone in quick and you could tell when someone like you, and it's like women like a man who don't like them, but less you're around. So you like
some women like men that don't like them that aren't healed.
Most people, it's a psychological thing. Like you usually want what you can't have. Like that's a psychological attack on just pimping right there. Like one-on-one, fellas, if you listen,
try to figure out like why this person
not into you. Like literally. I've known this since I was a kid, but I even reread it in a book. Man, there's one of my favorite books actually. It's called The Game, written by Neil Strauss, who helped co-write one of Kevin Hart's books. And he talks about the story. The synopsis is basically this guy. He got like no ass. He was lame. I can say stuff like that, right? He was just lame. And he took on this assignment. He was a writer. He took on this assignment, not to infiltrate, but basically study like pickup artists. And he met like one of the top pickup artists in the world and started studying under him. He became one of the best pickup artists. And he wrote this book on basically these dudes would go out called what's called sergeant. They would just talk about how they apply these simple psychological tactics to get women. They would literally pull women right up underneath their man at the bar. But one of the psychological tactics is basically isolation. Like whenever you like out and you have like a group of women, if there's a woman that you're interested in, that's one you don't give attention to. And that's the one who's naturally going to come to you. And I've done this all the time. This happens all the time. So
I want to definitely touch on that.
Go ahead.
It don't work.
It's not exact science, but 90%.
There's a certain type of woman that is going to be attracted to that kind of tactic. We'll call it a tactic because it's strategic, right? And that sort of treatment. And that is someone that is not whole within themselves, nor do they understand their value.
Well, so you got to read the book because there's more steps after that. That's just where it begins.
Yeah.
There's actually the part where you have to make contact and then things happen. There's like a progression. There's an order progression. But the thing is, you never want to give someone too much attention. Whenever you give someone too much attention, your value goes down. That's regardless of like almost any kind of relationship. They even talk about that in the 48 Laws of Power. Don't make yourself too accessible.
Well, all of this is theory, though. We're reading books rather than just relating.
But a lot of science is theory. The COVID vaccine was theoretical.
That's a whole different story. We're definitely not jumping into that.
The word theory.
I feel like a lot of the things like in relation to male and female dynamics and how to move to get to like this girl interest, don't show interest, and they'll make her like you more. I think the psychology of it, we're off put by it because it's a tactic when we talk about it from a psychological sense and like step by step. But in reality, I feel like that is happening every day, whether we think of it as a tactic or not. Like all our interactions, there's a psychological component to everything.
Yeah.
Because whether we intentionally go about it or not, I may do something unknowingly. I might just do it just because that's how I do it.
Yeah.
But that may, whether I think of it or not, produce a result.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. However, that's
just
rooted
feels
in
nasty when it's like a tactic. Like I'm trying to get her.
I think, and maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that maybe you might feel attacked or you just feel like, well, I'm a woman. That may not apply to you. That's why I say, it is theoretical. It's at 10%, but it is kind of proven. That's why I said maybe you got to read the book because put it in context. There's more to it, but that is just definitely one of the things. And as Frederick.
Come on, get it right. Come on.
I always, my bad. As long as I've been knowing this, because I still be doing Fred for sure. He hate being called Fred too. But I've been slipping. So anyways though, but like he was saying, it's not even just a tactic of males to females. That is a social tactic because another part of the scheme is you have to make yourself seem larger than life and be the center of attention. So if this was just a group of friends, let's just say it's male and female. It could be a male or female. That could be your target. If this person in the center of attention is attracting everyone's attention, everyone likes them, but they're not giving you any attention, you're going to start to feel some type of way. They walked up to everyone else. They greeted everyone. You're going to think. You will think for a second, why didn't they shake my hand? Why didn't they greet me? Why didn't they introduce? Why aren't they speaking to me?
I think that this is, again, rooted in how you approach life. All of this conversation is very mental. And it's very much so about tactics and psychology. And I have a master's in transpersonal psychology, so I get it. But it's not rooted in human connection and authenticity or rooted in spiritual connection, which we're all, spiritual beings having a human experience. So absolutely there's this psychological component, but I think that getting back to the nature of why our relationships are dismantled is because they're not rooted in authentic human connection anymore. And they're also not rooted in the fact that you and I are connected to do something spiritually. And when we understand that, then it transcends the need for psychological tactics to have power. That's power. That's not true connection.
Power was one thing. And I think you're kind of maybe starting to take it down a different road than where we started. And then also to your point on the spiritual authenticity thing about relationships, that's fine too if that's your approach to relationships. I know me where I'm at right now, what is I want and desire. It has little to nothing to do with spirituality. It's really like I'm looking at it if I were to move forward, like where I'm at as of today. If I were to go all the way with marriage, that's strictly business for me at this point. That's just because, I'm that cold. But I can see people want to grow on a spiritual level. And it's great if you can have a relationship that does meet the mind, body, and spirit. But you don't have to have that, I'm starting to realize. But
I want to interject because you talk about the kind of women that you encounter. But when you encounter someone, think about the mothers, think about the grandmothers that are the spiritual force of the family. They've prayed for you. Their prayers are still manifesting in your life.
Saving me today.
The woman and her responsibility is to come in with a spiritual order. That is not particularly something that masculine energy is going to in the modern world.
That's in the relationship you foresee for yourself and how you see it playing out.
No. Let's go back. Let's go back to villages. I'm not talking about me. Let's go back to villages. Let's go back to ancestry. Let's go back to a very proven system. Women will be the force field of spiritual foundation.
I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
I believe you. Everything you're saying is cool, but I'm saying is that's one scenario. Like I know men.
That's a very success. What we're talking about is successful.
That's your depiction of success. There are men
Received.
who see men who are extremely successful and they have a wife and they might be in an open relationship and that literally works for them. And I'm starting to realize.
For sure.
Because some people are literally conditioned like that. Some people are literally like, I was just speaking with the homegirl who was opening up about her relationship with her homie who I'm very close with. I'm very close with them both. I was like, yo, you telling me a little bit too much. But as I'm listening, she's opening up to me about him. And basically, he's just like, he just doesn't see himself in a monogamous relationship. For sure. That's who he is.
Right.
So what he wants may not be a spiritual connection. He may not need that. And see, women, I think, and this is why I say there's levels and we have to talk about society. You talk about taking back to the villages and the tribes, which we don't have. We don't have a community nowadays. There is no real village or tribe.
We're building those. We have the capacity to build those.
There are some.
I'm building mine. You're a part of mine.
Am I though?
You send me things and I'm building a tribe. I have a mass of people.
This can fall out though anytime. See, the thing to me about a tribe is going to last generations.
Correct.
I don't see no generational communities, and there might be some church communities out there, I think. And I also, again, let me say this. I'm a black male in Atlanta. I didn't grow up in a religious household, so I don't have a religious home. Some people might have a church community, but nonetheless, just like everyone else, I grew up in a community. I ask these people this. I ask a lot of people this question. Wherever it is you live at, do you know your neighbors?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people live in an apartment complex and don't know the people who.
We have a group chat.
Yeah, you don't even know the person. You don't know the person who stay across the street from you. So there's no real community, and why that's important because a community holds accountability.
But again, you just asked that question, and I just told you, like you said, and I love this because that's the nature of this conversation is. There are infinite paths.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so in my world, there's no right or no wrongs. They're just what your perspective is and what his perspective is and mine is. And then we hear each other and I say, you know what? I really like what JB just said. I'm going to take some of that. Or I really like what he just said and I take some of that.
That's an independent mindset, I feel like, but keep going.
For sure.
Because in my world is what she said. In your world.
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
But we live in the world.
We do, but they're infinite perspectives.
By our own perspective,
right?
Sure. But how we all gonna get on the same page? If everyone has their own individual perspective,
that is the challenge.
How does a relationship work?
So let me jump in. So now this conversation about the tribe and the community, and like earlier conversation about the women you're encountering. Within the last 2 weeks, I had a scenario that kind of speaks to all of that, right? And right, I hear you too as well when you talk about like the marriage thing and it being your approach is like business, right? That's where you at with it right now, right? Now, for me, like the scenario that presented itself forced me to then sit back and think, what am I attracting? You know what I'm saying? And that's both in romantic relationship, in, you know, just the people around me, period, point blank, period, right? It was, I'm going to just add this in there to color it in. It was a very enlightening time frame because I learned how I got a peek into how women relate with one another and like where they hold each other and the things they say about one another. And, you feel me? Like, maybe you don't have, and I'm gonna say this because this was said to me. Maybe you don't have jazzy enough bitches around you, man.
No, that's I can appreciate that. See, let me say this too. I'm very reflective. You talking to a person who's very dynamic too. I grew up with 3 sisters, all very beautiful. I'm very familiar and accustomed to being around jazzy bitches. And quite frankly, I can't stand them. Because I don't know what your depiction of a jazzy woman is, but today, it's like the prettier they are, the more they have going for, it's like the more of a headache they seem to be. I get it when a lot of men get up to a certain point. It's like, it's not to say I want a dumb woman, a woman who ain't got nothing going for her, but it's like, bro, I just want peace.
What do you want?
You
want
peace.
I think all men want peace.
I don't know if peace is that hard to get. Like,
it's not.
Are you peace?
Bro, I feel like, bro, here's the crazy. Okay.
There we are.
That's fair. That's fair. Look, here's another. I'm honest. I'm so honest and I'm so raw, as y'all want to call it. I think beyond everyone above me, especially being a comedian, I've learned to truly be vulnerable. I'll put shit out there. I'll keep it a buck. Behind closed doors, of course I got demons. And that's why I say I'm cold right now. I know where I'm at. Like behind closed doors, no. But at least when I step out in public, I know who I am. I'm this charming Mac. It ain't nothing to get a number. Don't think I'm out here doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, be braggadocious, but I just be like, I got way too much to offer. Ain't nothing. Like women think that what they bring to the table is so much. I'm like, nah.
I want to say this because I have this conversation all of the time. We're talking about universal law. We're talking about law of attraction. It only takes one.
What you mean? What?
It in terms of being or finding one person, like, why is the emphasis on a mass of women when it really only takes identifying what it is you want, not what you don't want? You're fully aware of what you don't want. You have a running list that has been expressed here.
I'm sorry, you speaking as if there's just like a bunch of women out here. I just could be like, I choose you.
But listen, no, there is. And this is an attraction-based universe. So you speaking on you being emotionally unavailable, perhaps it is, like he said, being a mirror, identifying what it is you want, and then becoming that.
The thing that I want most is beyond a woman. That's my purpose. That's the thing. What I recognize, that's what I'm saying, is business. What I want as far as a woman is just help me, nigga. Get on my team. Like, I got everything you want and need. I'm going to give you that. Just have fucking fun with your boy. Like, why make shit complicated? And that shit don't happen.
Because you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are.
And I'm fun. I have a good man.
You're fun,
it's all about me.
But
how quick do you assess that this chick that's in front of you right now is not that?
Oh,
and how long do you continue to entertain that? Because
all the time.
Even if there's like a C in front of you, if you're quick to assess and move, then what's the stress? Because now I'm not dealing with you no more because you're not it. Like,
that's why I'm the king of like short-term relationships. Trust and believe. Like I like they always say when you know, you know. Well, I've never known, but I always not know. But I still move forward because it's like, got some time to kill. I got some other interests in life. What's killing me is, like I was saying earlier, it's the society though, and that's why I'm realizing where I'm at and what it is I want. I'm a man in Atlanta. I do think I have to move so that I can attract women who are seeing the bigger picture. I think people are so small-minded. The bigger picture to me, as you were saying, things like tribe, things like community, how do we really work towards that? Who can get on the same page? And here's another conflict, though, for me. It's not to say I'm not attracting those women. It's hard to attract a complete package. See, I do attract a lot of those women, but those women usually end up being friends. Those women who kind of maybe connect with me on that mental level or even on a spiritual level. It's like I'm often not physically attracted to, or even if I do find them attractive, I'm just like, I'm going to get tired of waking up next to you. I can just see that, So there's all these type of women. I attract women of all these different things that appeal to different parts of me. Like I got women that are just friends. I got women I could just hook up with. I got women I can meditate and do spirituality and shit with. I got women I could do this, that, and the third with. But as far as that one, that's why I can preach polygamy. I am a monogamist, don't get me wrong. But as a male, it's like, I can see why I'm male, because it's like, oh, this girl, she the jump off. But this woman right here, she feeds my soul. But I'm not that type of guy, because I just be like, yo, like they be like women be causing problems. You'd be like having to manage them and their emotions and stuff. And I ain't got time. Like I be making a schedule and I don't be scheduling that shit in. You know what I'm saying?
So JB is in his healing season. So let me ask you this final.
I'm healed up. I'm just so like.
Sir, you're not. I can tell you the honest. You're not.
You're not.
Yes.
You are the BS, JB.
How? What? Because here, ask me this and I'll answer it. What BS do I bring to the table?
You're not fully integrated.
With what? Who?
With yourself.
Bruh. Oh God, bro. I take long walks by myself. I journal, nigga. What? I'm very much, and that's why I can't be with the woman, because I can't let you fuck up me being in line right now. I'm in line. Maybe that's why I'm so because I keep letting women waste my time. And that's why I don't want to see from more men is our time being wasted, because it's so valuable. We have to build as men, especially as black men right now. Like, the struggle is far from over. And as I get more and more intense on everything that I want in life, a woman has become smaller, because I've got to experience the whole love thing.
It was cool. It was fun, but that didn't serve my purpose.
I'm gonna say this: I can't help you if you don't hear me.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about this off because we have a time limit here. But
But see, I didn't come here for help neither. I came here just to talk shit and get men on the same page.
Clearly.
And get men on the same page.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. So last question. So imagine you're leaving the planet. Your words will be immortalized forever when you pass. Okay.
You would love that.
Oh, of course. So think about the most influential person in your life and what they taught you about relationships, and what's that one thing you know to be true. Share that.
Again, semantics. You say influential, but right now I was thinking the word impactful.
Okay.
Run it.
There was someone who impacted me, and maybe I guess she did influence me. And yeah, that was that last relationship, the one that burned and scarred, but it did leave you with a bunch of lessons. One of the biggest. Hold on, what was the question though before I talk?
No, go. You were about to explain one of the biggest lessons. Go ahead. That was it. Leaving that word with the people.
This is tough because I don't know if I want that one to be the only takeaway. It's tough because like she did, like, you know, it's hard to say. I don't want to admit that I have trust issues because I just be like, I don't trust nobody, so it's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you learn that the people you let closest to you can hurt you the most. So boundaries was the word. That's what I would say. The biggest thing is having your boundaries, setting your boundaries, and sticking to them no matter what. And I don't want... That's relatively counterintuitive. Because, see, again, when you apply that to that independent mind state, everyone has a different set of boundaries. If they're not willing to bend or fold, well, then nothing will ever really happen. And in a relationship, you do have to sacrifice. You do have to bend. You might have to be willing to move your boundaries a little bit to adjust to that person. But boundaries was just a big takeaway. And not losing myself. Yeah. That was the second one. I definitely lost myself, and which led to the third thing where I'm at now. And I do believe, I think it was Joey Badass who said, a man should never put a woman before his purpose. So that's where I'm at now. I'm trying to be extremely purposely driven. And that's it until I get everything I want and need in life so I can provide for not even just my family, but potentially an entire tribe. That's all I have time for is a person who can be on that mission with me. And that's not even just women. That's men too. That's people. And it's not, I'm not putting myself first. If people listen to what I'm saying, I'm putting my family, my community before me. So when a woman can show that she can do that, then maybe I'll start to open up. But that's just me. I'm JB.
We love you, JB. Always appreciate you. Always appreciate your energy and your perspectives and what you bring. Thank you for coming to RSVP once again.
Appreciate you for having me. I love it. Keep doing y'all's thing, man.
We appreciate you. You guys know what it is. RSVP, all things love, sex, and relationships. It's your girl, Phoenix Soul.
And it's your boy, Frederic De Jesus.
All right, we'll see you on the next go round. Blessings.
Peace.